Good morning. Ye few but hearty, right? Thank you for making the trip here. It's unfortunate that our winter weather is proving such that many of the roads are closed and prevented other folks from being here. But please pass the word along that not only are we streaming things right now, but we will have that recording available on the Academy's website for future viewing for those that weren't able to make it today. Thank you for joining us this morning as we celebrate the graduation of Detention Officer Basic 23A103. My name is Chuck Bain, and it is my honor to serve as both the director of the Academy and your MC for today's ceremony. The number 23A103 does have some meaning. 23 obviously is the year. A indicates it's the first Detention Officer Basic of 2023, and 103 denotes that this is the 103rd graduating Detention Basic from our Academy. Our ceremony is steeped in history and tradition. Veteran detention officers who began their careers in Wyoming and who have graduated from our Academy have shared the same sense of accomplishment and perhaps even some relief felt by today's graduates. Detention Officer Basic Training graduation marks a time of transition for these officers as they begin their careers in the field of detention. This transition takes them from being an individual contributor to now a public servant who must focus on others. This transition process is not easy. 33 students started this basic class. 20 graduate today. These men and women have every right to be proud of their hard work and accomplishments necessary to complete this basic course. But this ceremony is not just about the graduates. It is also an expression of thanks to their families and administrators who have supported them during their absence. We welcome audience participation in today's ceremonies with yells and cheers as we celebrate the success of these students. It is more than appropriate to share in the overwhelming pride, honor, and joy that will be felt within this room today. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and welcome Detention Officer Basic Class 23A103. Class, please come forward. Please remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation. The class has selected their classmates who are military veterans to lead us in the pledge this morning. Veterans? We are pleased to have Tim Ricker, a member and past president of the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, with us to deliver today's invocation. Chaplain.
Please bow in prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank Thee for these graduates this morning and for their commitment to serving humanity and helping protect us. I pray for their safety as they return to their respective communities and that You reward them richly. I pray that they find fulfillment in their God-given role in our society. I pray also for their families and loved ones that You bless them for their willingness to support these officers in their job. I thank Thee for this Institute of Higher Learning, for the individuals who teach and work here. And I pray that You bless all of their endeavors on our behalf and that You also protect them each day. Thank You, Father, for our country and the freedoms we yet enjoy. I pray that our leaders in government would seek Your will and direction in this new year that we have embarked on. I ask all this in the precious name of Christ. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, please allow me a moment to introduce a few of the people that are sitting before you today. I will introduce the gentleman immediately to my right here in just a moment. Next to him is Chaplain Ricker, who you've met. Next to him is Chris Walsh. He is the Executive Director of the Wyoming Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission. Next to him is Jesse Curtis, the Deputy Director at the Academy, and ending up the row is Training Manager Kurt Taboga. Our organization would not be as successful without the support from behind the scenes, and our Academy is no exception to that rule. These staff members are what make basic training possible and highly effective. As I speak, 3 of our most vital service sections remain at work elsewhere in our facility, and it's their collective efforts that contribute and ensure the quality of today's ceremony. These sections include our food service, our custodial, and our maintenance staff. Even though they can't attend this morning with our ceremony, please offer them a round of applause for their hard work. Our office section is known for its dedication and its efficiency. Without them, we could not accomplish our mission. Could I ask the members of the office team that's with us today to please stand and be recognized? The last section I'd like to mention as part of today's ceremony is our instructional staff. Whatever you may have heard about this group, I know that their pride, enthusiasm, and dedication to the students that they train is second to none. They not only instruct a wide variety of subjects, but they serve as team leaders, coaches, and coordinators. Instructional staff, would you please stand and be recognized? At this point in our ceremony, I would like to ask those county sheriffs who are attending the ceremony today to please stand and be recognized. It's not an easy feat for administrators to clear their busy schedules and personally attend their deputies' graduation. Thank you, Sheriff, for your support of your students and the continued support of our academy. Finally, we would like to give recognition to department's command staff, middle managers, frontline supervisors, and law enforcement co-workers in our audience today. Anyone representing a law enforcement agency, please stand. Thank you. We appreciate you being here this morning. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker for today's ceremony. He started working his career as a rancher in northwest Wyoming. In 2005, he joined the Park County Sheriff's Office as a detention deputy and, in 2007, was promoted to the rank of sergeant. In 2011, he transferred to the Patrol Division, and then in 2013, he was appointed as the department's sole investigator. In 2016, he was then promoted to lieutenant of the Park County Detention Center. That same year, the Cody Elks Lodge and then the Wyoming Elks Association recognized him as the county and state Wyoming Law Enforcement Officer of the Year. Throughout his 18-year career in law enforcement, he has served as a custody control instructor, a field training officer, hostage negotiator, SRG member, sniper, team leader, and commander. Our keynote speaker graduated from both Detention Officer and Peace Officer Basic from this academy. He was the Physical Fitness Award recipient in his Peace Officer Basic, and he was selected as the honor graduate of both Detention and Peace Officer Basic courses. It is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Park County Detention Center Administrator, Lieutenant Joe Torzo.
Good morning. It's my honor and my privilege to be able to address you all today. Thank you all for choosing this, the most honorable professions, and congratulations on your graduation today. I'd be remiss not to include thanking your family members for their support for you on this journey as well. I would challenge each and every one of you to always place your loved ones first, and at the end of the day, they're who you go home to, sorry. Now, I'm usually not much of a speaker, so I'm going to try to, since the roads are so bad, I'll try to make this quick. Hope you're okay with that. Anyways, this career will test you physically, mentally, and emotionally. Remember the hard work you put into getting where you are today. Always strive to be better, smarter, faster, and stronger. Your opponents will be. Having a strong code of ethics and a spiritual strength will serve you well. Honesty and integrity are character traits that will always be remembered, and you have to nourish those daily. I'm pretty sure you guys probably heard the Academy staff say a couple of times before you go to work every morning, look in the mirror and remind yourself you're going to come home, okay? That's important to remember. Never compromise officer safety. You've learned several aspects of defense, and that training must be kept up. It's very perishable. Most people look at officer safety in one dimension. Officer safety encompasses a large array of subjects, including physical fitness, mental fitness, spiritual fitness, emotional intelligence, and being able to identify and stop threats quickly. You owe it to yourselves and your fellow deputies to maintain a high level of fitness for duty, always. Being a detention deputy is a very rewarding profession. It's also a profession full of dangers. Just like a professional athlete, we train for the knowns and the what-ifs. When working in a volatile environment full of people that you don't know which ones want to harm you or not, you must maintain a professional stance. Just as this room represents folks from all kinds of backgrounds, the inmate population also represents the same. I oftentimes tell my detention deputies when they start that these folks are from different kinds of homes. They may have been victims of abuse and subject to alcohol and drug addiction their whole life. And trying to explain your normal to them would be no different than them trying to explain their normal to you. It's that different a lot of times. Learning how to communicate effectively is paramount in keeping the peace and oftentimes curtails a potential use of force. Don't lose your humanity. Inmates are humans too, and we are tasked with making sure they're safe, secure, and healthy. Treat everyone with dignity. Be the consummate professional. Education is another prong of our ever-changing career. Knowing what you're talking about and being able to back that up with case law, policy procedures, and sometimes following your chain of command will serve you well. One of my biggest inspirations comes from a former baseball coach. His name was John Scalinos. Coach Scalinos gave a speech. It was at a convention. There's over 4,000 baseball coaches, all the way from Little League all the way through Major League. He asked each and every one of them how wide home plate was. Resoundingly, he was told that the plate was 17 inches. Coach Scalinos' point was this: we don't widen home plate. If your pitcher can't throw the ball across the plate, we don't widen home plate, we find another pitcher. So we strive to improve our standards, never lower them. And that's, I think that was kind of a cool thing to throw out here for you guys. Hopefully I can give a little inspiration, at least maybe hopefully convey a little of my passion for this career. It's a good one. I still remember the vacation day I took, the very first time. Coming from the ranching background, if I took days off, it was not paid. I was outside in the winter, rain, sun, you name it. I felt an overwhelming sense of guilt. I shouldn't be sitting at home getting paycheck for something that's a lot easier in my mind than ranching was. Through my career, I found out that it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's still a good one. It amazes me how many people start this honorable profession and leave with a heart that's just jaded towards people. Remember why you're here, why you started this career. I've been involved in hiring near 100 people in my career so far. In almost every case, when I ask them, we get to that point in our oral board interview, why they want a job in law enforcement, it's always to help people, to make my community a better place. I've never ever heard any of them say they want to end up closing their careers out hating people, the very people they've sworn to serve and protect. So just remember, keep track of each other, look out for each other. You're a brotherhood and a sisterhood now. We need to take care of your family. Not your only family. Remember your real family too. So, if you start to deviate from your course you set out on, seek help. It's there if you just need to ask. You're worth it. I'm going to put a little blob in here. have a critical incident stress management thing that we kind of put together up in Park County, and I think it's statewide as well. Keep that in mind. I had the honor and privilege of attending a Rocky Mountain Command College in Casper, Wyoming a couple of years ago, and Dr. Stephen Gilmartin was a guest speaker there. He wrote the Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement book that you all should have received a copy of. Read it. Let your spouses read it. It's that important, so it'll save you. All right? That's all I have. Thank you.
Lieutenant, thank you for your words and making the trek down here early this morning to be with us today. As usual, there are individuals within a class who go above and beyond what is asked of them. At this time, we want to give recognition to those officers who have achieved distinction in this basic course. Instructor Steve Miller, would you please come forward to present the Physical Fitness Award? I'm sorry. Instructor Bob Lang, please come forward to present the Physical Fitness Award.
During basic training, the students participate in 26 hours of physical fitness. This includes aerobic, anaerobic, core strength training, nutrition, and the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. The students are tested physically from the moment they arrive, day one starting at 0600, until after their final PT assessment 2 days ago. Each assessment includes their maximum number of push-ups and sit-ups in 1 minute, as well as their time for a 1.5 mile run. The top PT award goes to the student who has the highest cumulative percentage score during the final PT assessment based on age and gender. The Physical Fitness Award winner completed the following: 46 sit-ups in 60 seconds, 52 push-ups in 60 seconds, and a 1.5 mile run in 13 minutes, 12 seconds. The Physical Fitness for Detention Officer Basic 23A103 goes to Deputy Patrick McJunction from Natrona County. Mr. Rippey, would you please come forward and give recognition to those who excelled in firearms?
Thank you, Mr. Lang. To prepare for final proficiency scores, Detention Officer Basic students shoot approximately 1,000 handgun rounds at distances of 3 to 15 yards. In order for a student to achieve certification, they must shoot a minimum proficiency score of 80% with their handgun. The WLEA Top Gun Award is given in recognition of an individual's outstanding performance and dedication to firearms excellence. The top shooter in this class shot 100% with their handgun. The WLEA Top Gun Award for Detention Officer Basic 23A103 goes to Deputy Tate Olvin from the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Millick, would you please come forward to give recognition to those who excelled in academics?
Thank you, Mr. Rippey. The students are tested continuously as they progress their basic training. They must meet established minimum requirements in order to receive their certificate of successful completion. Specifically, they must pass 5 examinations worth a total of 747 points. The top academic award goes to that student who achieved the highest academic cumulative average throughout the Detention Officer Basic. The top academic student in this class had an average of 91.43% over the course of basic training. Out of 747 total points available, this officer scored 683. The academic award for Detention Officer Basic 23A103 goes to Deputy Nathan Maston from the Sublette County Sheriff's Office. Each class elects a spokesperson to represent their class at graduation to share their collective thoughts and experiences from the training. Classes may also choose to complete a class project. At this time, I'd like to invite up class speaker, Deputy Robert Clover from the Fremont County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. I'm Deputy Clover with Fremont County Sheriff's Office out of Lander, Wyoming, and it's my honor today to deliver the commencement speech for the Detention Officer Basic Course, DOB 23 Alpha 103. As Muhammad Ali once said, I don't count my sit-ups, I only start counting them when it starts to hurt because they're the only ones that count. Our class project was to provide dumbbells to the Academy gym, and they will surely stand the test of time and benefit all that are currently here, returning, and future trainees and staff. I want to thank Deputy Deaton for playing an intricate role in getting them here and saving some poor FedEx drivers back. As you see them sitting over there on the table, it's pretty heavy. As we all know, fitness is paramount in an officer's mental and physical well-being, which not only benefits themselves, but also their partners and agency. I appreciate the class for donating to this cause. I also want to thank Deputy Skaggs and Deputy Long, the guy that did this to my face, and custody control at the end to lug him up to the gym. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. This quote from Sun Tzu immediately brought me to our training here at the Academy. Whether it was firearms, OC training, or custody control, the instructors put us in an environment that could be considered tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving. They gave us the tools to make sense of the chaos and find the objective reasonableness or opportunity to get the desired outcome, even when situations weren't in our favor. I know the class appreciates their experience, leadership, and approach to training that will be what we fall back into many situations throughout our career. But the training doesn't stop here. It continues as we hone our skills through discipline and experience. Now, we must take our training here at the Academy in varying levels of experience to our agencies and communities. They will not just expect but demand the highest standards from us, and I have no doubt that is exactly what they will receive. We must also carry that torch as those that did before us with honor and dignity. Many before us have died, not just wearing the badge, but were also the soul of its meaning. So we must be the example to emulate out of respect for our fallen brothers and sisters. My own personal experience, especially in combat, has shown me the amazing selflessness, courage, and closeness that I find in law enforcement in various degrees. I feed off the motivational energy of the young deputies who will lead the charge for many years to come. I'm inspired by the grizzled vets who stay in the fight as I do and continue to be patriots for their communities, but more importantly as role models and exceptional leaders. I respect the cadre and their high-level expertise. They were true professionals, and I was always learning. So remember the good times, like being sprayed in the face with OC by Mr. Miller, and then the glorious reactivation, as said OC reactivated in the shower afterwards, right? Good times. Remember the 5,000 2-on-1s at the direction of Mr. Wong and how your forearms and joints rejoiced with aches and pains as you laid in bed, whimpering. Good times. Now, I tried my hardest as patient zero to catch them off guard, but failed miserably to defeat their enthusiasm and iron will to train us. I curse vitamin D. Seriously though, your impact, these deputies before you, was felt whether it was in group forums for studying, firearms training, or fixing boo-boos from various training. Everyone stepped up big in this class at one point or another to help each other. That's what the team concept is, and it's extremely important to chemistry and morale. Maintain that attitude at your agencies. We should all be proud of what we bring to the table, but never be satisfied with mediocre and strive for the best. Everyone is depending on us. We need to find the opportunity in chaos. Never give up, ever. And if doubt creeps in, we need to remember why we took on this career and how important we are in today's world. lean on our partners, and be the one they can lean on. Do all these things as you find your career paths within law enforcement and beyond. You will be successful. In closing, I want to thank everyone in their attendance and support for these deputies. In today's society, it's needed now more than ever. Godspeed. And one final note, Deputy Scott, I appreciate you typing out this commencement speech for me, or I'd still be pecking away. Thank you.
Thank you, class, for your thoughtful class project, and thank you, Deputy Clover, for your remarks on behalf of your class. And now to our final award. In every class, there is a student who is willing to distinguish themselves by their exemplary work and their efforts. They strive to become the best of the best within this class and their chosen profession. As a form of recognition for the one student who continually performed to the best of their abilities, the Academy has established the Honor Graduate Award. Mr. Taboga, Mr. Smith, would you please come forward to give recognition to those students nominated and present the Honor Graduate Award.
Thank you, Director Bain. The Honor Graduate Award is the highest honor the Academy presents to a student graduating from the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy course. In order to be eligible to receive the award, the student must be nominated by a member of the instructional staff, and it is not a popularity contest. It's an honor just to be nominated. Once the officer is nominated, a very comprehensive and objective point system is used to assess the nominee's performance while attending the basic. The specific areas evaluated are the student's academic scores, proficiency in firearms, custody and control, and physical fitness. In addition, students are assessed in the following 6 areas of professional citizenship: leadership, effort, cooperation, initiative, attitude, and improvement. In alphabetical order, will the following officers please come forward to receive your merit award in recognition of your nomination. From Sheridan County, SO, Deputy Gary Foster. From Kirk County, SO, Deputy Laramie Holst. From Natrona County, SO, Deputy Patrick McJunkin. And last but not least, from Uinta County, SO, Deputy Nathan Skaggs. The Honor Graduate Award recognizes the one student in each basic class who exemplifies all the attributes of a professional detention officer and who performed exceptionally in all phases of training. In addition to receiving a plaque, and with the intent to encourage the recipient beyond today's recognition, the Honor Graduate will receive a $500 scholarship for any advanced training offered here at WLEA. It is a long-standing tradition that the audience stand while the Honor Grad Award is presented, so would you please stand up? Ladies and gentlemen, the Honor Grad Award for Detention Officer Basic 23A 103 goes to Deputy Patrick McJunkin from Natrona County, SO. At this time, I would like to call up Deputy Director Curtis to award the graduation certificates.
Thank you, Mr. Tavoga. All of the staff here at WLAA congratulate you, Detention Officer Basic 23A 103, for completing your basic training. We started this journey just a few short weeks ago, and today we have arrived. On behalf of the class and Academy staff, we would like to thank the many Wyoming law enforcement agencies and associations across the state who partner with us to provide the best training possible so that these new officers have what they need to do their jobs competently, reasonably, and safely. The Wyoming Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police, the Wyoming Peace Officers Association, the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, and the Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission are a few of the many who regularly devote expertise, financial assistance, and manpower to assist us in accomplishing our mission. We thank you. The Academy would also like to recognize the families of these men and women who themselves willingly sacrifice in many unseen ways so that their loved one can protect their community. These officers cannot do what they do without you. We know you have taken care of things these last several weeks so your loved one could be here and study their craft. The Academy thanks you for your sacrifice, and we appreciate you. Detention Officer Basic 23A 103, you have spent the last several weeks constantly engaged in activities that forced you to learn, apply, and creatively adapt basic concepts, principles, and tactics of a law enforcement detention professional in order to achieve functional outcomes. At the same time, we have immersed you in a culture that demands initiative, resolve, accountability, and integrity, which is the same environment you're now returning to work in. You are here today because you have demonstrated a basic level of functionality in the 5 core competencies we measure, which in and of itself is an achievement to be celebrated. Our challenge to you now is to continue learning, continue practicing, and continue striving to become a masterful detention officer, for this is the expectation of both your agency and your communities. Director Bain, I recommend the awarding of certificates of successful completion for the Wyoming P.O.S.T approved 298-hour Detention Officer Basic Course 23A 103. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready here, feel free to come down and take pictures as you need to. We'll be here all day. If we get done in time, you won't be, but we'll be here all day. So we've got time. From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Robert C. Clover. From the Campbell County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Braden L. Deaton. We are fortunate to have 2 special presenters with us today. These people are the family members of a graduate who themselves are currently serving or have served in law enforcement. Our first special presenter has served as a deputy with the Pennington County, South Dakota Sheriff's Office for a year. Here to present his brother's certificate, please help me welcome Deputy Jordan Decker. And from the Albany County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Austin T. Decker. From the Sheridan County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Gary C. Foster. From the Park County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Henry E. Greenfield. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Haley N. Hands. From the Uinta County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Casey R. Harvey. From the Uinta County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Raleigh R. Henderson. From the Bighorn County Sheriff's Office, Deputy David J. Hill. Our final special presenter has served as a game warden with the Wyoming Game and Fish for 4 years. Here to present his brother's certificate, please help me welcome Senior Warden Nate Holst. And from the Crook County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Laramie J. Holst. From the Albany County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Tyler J. Long. From the Sublette County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Nathan J. Maston. From the Natrona County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Patrick J. McJunkin. From the Campbell County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Stacy N. Mills-Lara. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Saul Ramos. From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Hillary R. Scott. From the Uinta County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Nathan A. Skaggs. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Seth A. Suter. From the Natrona County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Nicholas D. Tennant. And from the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Tate W. Olvin.
Earlier this morning, our instructional staff met with the class and shared their final words of wisdom to the graduates. I told them at that time I would withhold my comments until later, and we've reached that time. Words mean everything to us in law enforcement. For example, the difference between may and shall has significant meaning in statutes. Merely changing the word or to an and within a sentence has dramatic impact on the elements of a crime. Specific words such as high morals, solid character, and unwavering integrity are often used to describe the requirements of detention officers in both their professional and personal lives. But isn't it ironic that these words describe critical elements of a detention officer but are not taught at the academy? We've taught you skills, processes, laws, and procedures. We cannot, however, teach you morality. We cannot teach you integrity. We cannot teach honesty or ethical character. We've done our best to show you their importance and discuss the tragic consequences when they are lacking. But ultimately, the values you possess and that you will use in your career are those that you brought with you the very first day of the Academy. I encourage you to expend as much effort maintaining your character as you did learning the skills taught here at the Academy. Law enforcement is constantly under a watchful eye of the public, and rightly so, largely due to the ethical lapses of only a few officers. I think Abigail Van Buren had detention officers in mind when she said, "The best index to a person's character is how they treat people who can't do them any good, and how they treat people who can't fight back." When one officer chooses a path of negative actions or behaviors, that choice often affects all of us. That poor choice may very well tarnish the badge that many have worked so hard to hold true. So, as a public affirmation of your personal commitment to uphold the high standards required of our law enforcement profession, in a few moments, I'm going to ask you to swear to the Law Enforcement Oath of Honor. And I also invite all sworn law enforcement officers that are in our audience today to voluntarily participate. Together, then, Wyoming's veteran officers and our state's newest detention officers will seal their commitment in front of these witnesses to perform their jobs ethically, honorably, and with integrity. Will all veteran officers that are in our audience today that wish to reaffirm your oath, please stand. Graduates, please stand. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my character, my integrity, nor the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our own actions. I will always uphold the Constitution and the communities I serve. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the graduates, Detention Officer Basic 23A103. This concludes our ceremony for today. Our food service staff has worked hard to prepare a meal for everybody here in attendance in our cafeteria. So before you hit those bad roads going back home, please fill up. I know with the least numbers here that there's going to be plenty of food. Please join us. That's just going to conclude our ceremony. Thank you for coming, and please drive safely home. Thank you.